Hey guys, for the purpose of this vlog, you can call me Miss 40 Plus. No, that is not my name, but that is what I am. I am a woman. I'm over 40. I've been dealing with weight issues pretty much my whole life, but as of recently, I've hit that perimenopause stage. Didn't even know it. I have a whole separate video on that, but I'm balancing my hormones that are typically all over the place, which means my weight has been all over the place. But finally, I feel that I have a steady grasp on what needs to be done, how it needs to be done methodically to maintain a steady flow of fat loss. Okay. I think I cracked the code. So if you are someone that is about 40, maybe you're inching closer to 40, your hormones are all over the place, and you've been battling some weight issues as well, I encourage you to stick around, try this out, see if it works for you. If so, please let me know. We could do this thing together. And I know how YouTube works. You are here for a good time and not a long time. I'm not going to hold you. I'll go straight into the things, all the things that I do for fat loss now. One, when I eat, what I eat, how much of it I eat. When I eat, what I eat, how much of it I eat. And no, I am not counting calories. I don't have time for that anymore. When you hit 40, you're just like, no, no, thank you. So that does not involve counting calories. But when I eat, what I eat, how much of it I eat, fasting. All right. I'll go into it a little bit more. Moving on to the next one, zone 2 fat burning workouts. Next, I think this is number 3, strength training, resistance training. Grab some dumbbells or do some resistance bands or even body weight. Body weight definitely works, but incorporate strength training workouts. I do mine at least like 2 or 3 times per day, but it's fun also again from home with YouTube channels. I'm going to shout out a few of them so you can know what those are momentarily. All right, daily step count. I have a step counter here. It's not a Fitbit. I don't need to spend a whole lot of money. I just need it to count my steps, okay? Count my steps. I have a daily goal. It is not 10,000. That's all I need to tell you. You make your goal whatever you want your goal to be. Mine is less than 10, okay? Moving on. I take my supplements. It involves magnesium, a hormonal supplement to keep my hormones balanced. I have them right here. I'll show them to you later. And my appetite suppressant. Lastly, we at the bottom of the list already. I hope that wasn't too long for you. I know that there are medical professionals and trainers that want you to stop drinking alcohol. I want that for you too. I'm not really sure if I want that for me. I like a cocktail. I like about 2 or 3. So that I know that that was part of the problem, but I have not stopped consuming alcohol. Yes, it does alter, slow down, prohibit your ultimate fat loss. But I think I have found a way to modify my cocktail so that it works for me and we don't have to break up. Okay. I don't want to break up just yet. So there you have it. Those are some of the things that I have started implementing into my lifestyle to maintain steady fat loss. So far, it's working for me. If you choose to try it, please let me know if it works for you. Drop a comment. Come on back by. If you choose to stay, I will explain a little further about each thing that I do. But if that's not you, I'm not going to hold you. Thank you for coming this far, and I wish you the best in your journey, okay? So I'm going to stop yapping. Let's go back to the top. So if you saw the thumbnail, then you know that I have lost over 50 pounds. What you don't know is that 50 pounds has been so up and down for the past 5 years. The past 5 years has been up, down, up, down, up, down. Beginning back in 2018, when I lost my brother dealing with some grief and overconsumption of alcohol. Now, I'm going to fast forward if you want to hear all of the things from the story time of my past 5 years. I have a great story time for that, so you could check that out. But for here, back in 2022, in March of 2022, my husband and I decided that we wanted to try to conceive a child. I know I'm over 40, but I was still trying, and I'm not even gonna find, we're not opposed to it right now. I'm actually trying to get into Wonderland so we can go back to the fertility doctor if that is still something that we can do. Because last time I checked, the IVF thing was on hold in a different state. So we'll see what happens. But in 2022, husband and I decided that we wanted to conceive a child. I have a 15-year-old. He has no children. He's 5 years my junior. And we were going to go try to have a child. We got married in 2021, October. And by March of 2022, we went to the fertility clinic, and I was told that I weighed 271 pounds. Sad part is, I don't even remember being that big. What I do know is, prior to March of 2022, I got married, like I said, in October of 2021. And I tried my best to get my weight down. I did. I got down to 229 pounds for my wedding. And that was October of 2021. So let's do some math, okay? November, December, January, February, March. In a total of 5 months, I gained all that weight. Okay? Jumped all the way up to 271. At least that's what their scale said at the doctor's office. So nevertheless, my BMI was way too high. They would not do IVF with me. They gave me Clomid and said, you guys can try it on your own. And if you want to pursue something further, you're going to have to drop weight. So I said, okay, fine, I'll drop some weight. Not a problem, because I have done this weight loss thing for so long. What I began to notice, though, was that as much work as I put in to get to the 229 for my wedding, it was so easy to gain it back. And then some. So now that I have this new goal to conceive a child in my 40s, I need to get the weight off. But I found that it was so difficult. That started to be the most difficult it has been to get my weight off. But I kept trying. I kept trying. And then I would lose some. And then I would gain some. I would lose some. And I would gain some. So the last time I gained some was most recently, okay? October, and usually in July, husband and I and family and I go on vacations. What I noticed is, when I go on vacations, I lose my damn mind. I do. But I also notice, prior to vacation, to look good in the bathing suit, to to turn a look. We're gonna turn a look. I kind of do the most. I'm very restrictive with my diets. I go over the top with my workouts because I want to be a certain size and have the scale talk to me nice by a certain deadline. So I do the most. And once that deadline comes and the vacation is happening, I forget everything. And I drink. I have a lot of cocktails. So going from no cocktail to like all-inclusive resorts, if you know, you know. You can eat as much as you want. You can drink as much as you want. You do whatever you want to do, but that's on you. And then by the time I come back, especially on the heels of an anniversary, which is in October, that's holiday time. So we're going from October to November, which is given we gonna eat. We're going into December, which is my son's birthday. We're gonna go out and take him out to eat. Then we have Christmas. We're gonna eat again. And then we have Happy New Year. We're gonna drink. Okay, celebrate life. And then you land in January, where most people are like, I'm gonna quit this, I'm gonna quit that, I'm gonna lose weight. And I find myself in that cycle all the time. So most recently, I'll circle back. Most recently in this year, January, on the heels of yet another, sorry about that, guys, my phone started ringing up here in my office. So picking up where I left off, on the heels of yet another successful October anniversary trip. This time we went to Jamaica, and it was absolutely wonderful. 6 nights and 7 days. I managed, prior to going to Jamaica, I managed to get down to a whopping 214 pounds. Now, I tell you, I was proud of myself for this. That was the lowest that I have been in a very, 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 very long time. So I was proud of myself for that. And the reason that I wanted to definitely make sure I was under 220, I wanted to go horseback riding, and I thought the maximum weight requirement was 220 pounds. I was wrong. It's 230, but still, I wanted to make sure that not only met the requirement, but I was well below 220 pounds because I don't want any problems. I wanted to go ride the horses. Yay, me. So I managed to get down to 214 pounds. So, like I just said, October comes and goes. We come back from our anniversary. It is now happy Thanksgiving in November. And then happy birthday, Mumu. That's my son, by the way. I call him every type of name in the book. He turned 15 in December. And then right after that, Merry Christmas, everyone. Food, 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 food. And then, of course, Happy New Year. And then you're going to have drinks and more food. That's what we do. So I knew by January, when January, at the top of January, I already knew. I said, you know what? I've been doing the freaking most. I already know what the scale is going to say. The scale is not going to be nice to me. It's going to be very mean. It's not going to talk to me nice. So I prepared myself for this mentally before getting on the scale. I knew what it was going to be. So I said, come January 1, I was going to start going into what I currently do now because I didn't even want to, I don't want to see what the scale is going to say until I at least start this process. It would just make me feel better to know that I didn't just get up on the scale right after everything that just happened. I wanted to give myself time to start implementing some of these changes for the first week of January. So I did not get on the scale until January 8th of the brand new year, this year, 2024. When I got on the scale, January 8th, 2024, I was 238 pounds. I did it, and I did it big. If you go big or go home, right? That's what I did. I went big. So, and got big. 214 in October. And then here we are, January 8th, and I am 238 pounds. So, what do? We start implementing our research. After finding out that I'm perimenopausal, which is part of the problem, I feel a lot better knowing that it's not just me, it's because of my hormones, but also because of how I eat, how I vacation, what I'm doing to my cortisol levels and also my insulin levels. I started to figure all that out. And right before I got on the scale, I started to implement these changes and then monitor them going forward. I set many goals and I'll let you know exactly where I am. Actually, no, I'll tell you now. As of today, I weighed in at 221 pounds. Okay. Today is the end of the month. This is the end of February, by the way, so you can put that timing in perspective. So if you do the math, what is that? 250 pounds, 271 pounds, March 2022. And as of today, 221 pounds. So that's where you get the thumbnail of 50 pounds, over 50-pound weight loss, because I actually lost more than that. And I've just been up and down. So what do? Finally, at this point, thank you for being so patient with me. What I eat, when I eat, and how much I eat. I am fasting. I fast. Now, what does that look like? If you are familiar with fasting in any type of way, you know that it is a period of not eating and then a period of eating, your feeding window. So many different type of fasting schedules. For me, what I do is a minimum of 18 hours per day. Well, an 18-hour fast, I would say. I do a minimum of 18 hours. I work from home, so most of the time I'm in front of my computer, I'm in the house. So 1 o'clock is my feeding window sometimes. What I love about fasting is the fact that you don't have to be stuck in a schedule. It's not so rigid. You do what your body tells you to do. You listen to your body. That's key right there. Pay attention to what your body is responding to and you just follow along. So what I like to do is a minimum of 18 hours, which that means that at 1 o'clock my feeding window opens, but I do not eat unless I am hungry. I can because would have reached my minimum of 18 hours. However, if I am not hungry, I do not eat. That time goes all the way up till 7 or 7:30, depending on what the schedule is. I have my son comes home, he has some extracurricular activities that he does. So depending on the day, I will cut off my calorie intake at 7 or 7:30. The next day, I do not open my feeding window or break my fast until after 1 o'clock. Only if I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I do not eat. If that goes to 2 o'clock, it goes to 2 o'clock. If it goes to 3 o'clock, it goes to 3 o'clock. Sometimes I'll find myself having one meal a day. Sometimes it'll be two meals a day. Typically, those two meals a day will be the same meal, just broken up, because going into the next part, that was when I eat, what I eat, whole foods with a lot of protein. And if you know anything about protein, you are going to get full pretty quickly. It's almost impossible to overeat when you eat the right food. Okay. So, what does that include? I'm going to try to hit all of them because I don't know why I didn't write a list of it. But what I eat: spinach, kale, lettuce, broccoli, green beans, onions, tomatoes, carrots, bell peppers, garlic. Oh, my mouth is salivating just thinking about it. That's what I eat. Bone broth, only the chicken and mushroom from Kettle and Fire. That's what I like. So that's what I eat. Eat what you like so that you can always be satisfied. I eat egg whites, chicken, the chicken wings, the chicken thighs, the chicken breasts, mostly the chicken breast, but I do have wings and I have thighs. I eat pork chops, baby. Pork chops. I have ground beef. I don't know if I said tuna already, but tuna. I eat maybe, oh, fish. I have fish. These are the meats that I eat. I think that may be it. But on a regular day, you will find me mostly having chicken. But every now and then, I'll throw a pork chop in the air fryer on broil, baby. You season that thing up nice and juicy. Most of the time, you'll find me having chicken, though, along with some of the vegetables that I named. I eat cheese. I eat cream cheese. I drink black coffee. I drink green tea every now and then. But I think that's basically what I eat. Those are the foods, the whole foods that I eat. If I'm making a salad, I make my own dressing. I use extra virgin olive oil and some seasonings in it. I made a salad last night for my family for dinner. And my son likes salad. My husband not so much. And he even was like, this salad is really good. It's the dressing. And I made it. Don't mess with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Anyway, so that's what I eat. Those are the foods that I eat. But when I make my plates, I make big plates. I make sure I have enough. I put a bed of spinach down on the plates. On top of that, oh, baby, I forgot bacon. I can't live without that maple bacon from Stop and Shop. Listen, so I'll put a bed of spinach down. On top of the spinach is where I will have pork chop, some tomato slices, some slices of Munster or Gouda cheese, the block cheese. I'll just cut up the pieces. Sometimes I'll have chicken breast and I'll melt some of the cheese on top of it. I will top it with some onions, sliced onions, tomatoes. I'll have a salad on the side or some garlic tossed green beans off of the stove top. I have good food. I eat good food and I cannot finish all of it sometimes. I also make this homemade honey mustard sauce. And sometimes I'll put that chicken breast with the cheese on it. I'll put some homemade honey mustard sauce on it with the onions and the tomatoes and some kale and spinach as my lettuce, and I put a side of sauerkraut for my fermented food. I also have sauerkraut too. It is amazing. So just because you are watching what you eat does not mean that you can't eat good. We eat good in the neighborhood, okay? But it's all very healthy fats, and I eat until I'm full. And once I'm full, I stop eating, and I also fast. As I mentioned, I cut off my calorie intake at 7 or 7:30 every single night. And I'll go into why that's important a little bit later, okay? Zone 2 fat burning workouts from home. That's what I do. I like low impact movements, and I do right off of YouTube. Some of my favorites include Get Fit with Rick. C Dorner Fitness and Bowflex Barbie. Both of them, they are step aerobics, and I do the low beats per minute. I don't have time to be jumping all over the place like I'm a bunny rabbit, because I'm not. I'm going to do something very, very low key. Zone two, if my heart rate goes above 135, I'm going to bring that back down. I'm going to take a rest, take a beat, or modify the movements so that they're not so big and my heart rate is not so escalated. I love feeling like we're gonna punch somebody in the face. I'm gonna do some kickboxing, and I just enjoy it. And that's what makes it feel unforced. When you feel like you're forcing yourself to do something, you know that's not going to be something that's sustainable. You don't even like what you're doing. You don't like it. So you're not going to do it. So find something that you actually enjoy doing. And for me, it's body combat. My husband likes UFC and MMA, and it makes me feel I feel empowered and I feel sexy when I'm doing those type of workouts. I look like I'm so oily. Moving on, as a little kicker, if I feel like it, I'm going to find some line dance tutorial on YouTube, and I'm going to learn every single line dance there is. And that's movement, and it's zone two. It's fun. Find something that you enjoy doing and pay attention to the time. Sometimes you just don't want to put a lot of time into one workout. It does not mean that you're not going to do another video, but maybe you just don't want to be confined to one thing for over 20 to 30 minutes. These are perfect for those. Get Fit with Rick, C. Dorner. C. Dorner, you do her. Listen, that woman can go. Okay. She go from start to finish. Very entertaining. But if you don't want to do the most, go to her lower beats per minute. And she has them labeled for you. So it's very easy to do. And if you don't like any of those, find your own. Find what you like to do, zone two. Going into the next one is definitely going to be about your strength training. Strength training, body weight, resistance bands, dumbbells, whatever you choose to do, get it in. I do a minimum of 2 to 3 strength training workouts per week. Full body, 20 to 30 minutes. And who I like to work out with from my house, right from here, is Juice and Toya, right here on YouTube. Okay. They have an abundance of workouts as well. I like the full body. They even have some of the step aerobics, like, you step to the beat. The beat is always popping, and I move around with them. And I have different sets of weights, dumbbells. I have 15s, I have 12s, I have 10s, 8s, and then 5s. So do some strength training. Another reason why, again, I'm in my 40s. If you're in your 40s or you're kind of sneaking up on it, you may begin to notice. And if this does not relate to you, okay, girl, we get it. We get it. You still have Megan Thee Stallion knees. Most of us do not. Most of us cannot drop it like it's hot anymore. Okay, those days are long behind us. It's because we stopped doing it. You have to continue to use your muscles. You have to continue to train your body, especially as we get older. And it's definitely going to help with controlling your hormones, keeping your hormones balanced, cortisol levels low, and insulin. Insulin is what will take you over the top. That was what my problem was. And if I remember, I'll talk to you a little bit about that when we get there. But strength training, work those knees, get your stretching in. As we approach and get well into these 40s, we don't have to lose our sexy or your bones or your muscle mass. Just keep doing it, okay? So who do I work out with? Juice and Toya. For the body weight, there's a guy on YouTube called Mr. London. I love his body weight exercises. He tends to be more of a hit style, and sometimes I find that is too fast for me. So I just modify it. I do the moves, I do the movements, I just bring the intensity down. Okay. So strength train, please lift a weight. Even if you're just watching something on television, watching the news, pick up the weights, do some deadlifts, do some bend over rolls, do some overhead press, squats, lunges, side lunges, whatever you can do those. Okay. Next, my daily step count. And no, it's not 10,000 steps. My daily step count is a minimum of 7,000, a minimum of 7,000 steps. If I happen to get to 8, great. If I happen to get to 10, great. Like for right now, it's about 5 o'clock in the evening. I'm at 9,718 steps. My minimum goal every day, not just on the weekdays, every day is 7,000 steps. If I get more than that, yay me. Notice I keep saying minimum, right? I'm doing that for a reason. It's a minimum of 7,000 steps. You set your minimum of whatever step count you have at whatever works for you. Maybe your minimum will be 10. Maybe yours should be 6. I'm not really sure. You should definitely be moving, move your body, but whatever your minimum is, let that be your minimum. And then if you get more, you get more. Okay. Next one is pretty key for me. If you remember, or if you've seen my last video where I shared with you all of these issues that I've been dealing with, the weight gain, not being able to lose weight. I thought it was PCOS. It was actually perimenopause. And I found that out when I went to the doctor to get a prescription for Ozempic. My insurance company would not allow me to do it. They said, you're not diabetic. At the time, everyone was gunning for this medicine, but it was specifically designed for diabetes, right? Well, my insurance said, you don't have that, so you're not going to get that. The doctor prescribed for me instead Phentermine. Phentermine, okay? It's an appetite suppressant. Period, point blank. I'm not new to it. I've been taking it, or I have taken it in the past before. It is an appetite suppressant, and I do not take this every single day. It's a controlled substance, so you can only get the prescription for it, and it comes in like 30-day prescription unless your doctor prescribes something higher. If I am going out to dinner somewhere for some special occasion, I know I'm not going to take a pill. I'm not going to take a pill. Why? Because I want to eat. I want to eat the restaurant food. I want to drink the cocktails from the restaurant. I'm going to order a margarita. That's my girl right there. Come on, Rita. I'm going to get that salt. Can I get that around that rim? That's me. I like sugar around the rim, and I'm about to get about 2, 3, 4 of my Rita. Me and my Rita go, we tight like that, okay? So I don't want a pill during that time because I want what I want. But I also realized that the next morning, what's going to happen is I'm going to want to keep eating because of how I ate the night before. So that's when this really comes in handy, because I will take this pill to kind of calm my body down. What is it called? The hunger hormone, is it ghrelin or something like that? Ghrelin? I think it's ghrelin. This is a 30-day supply. A 30-day supply will probably last me for about 2 months, because what you'll find is as you continue to fast, your body gets used to the fasting. So you really won't need the help of an appetite suppressant, because you just won't be hungry. And then you'll eat with the protein and the whole food, and you don't need the pill, because you're not going to overeat. You're eating a lot, you know? So that's one. Another supplement I take is magnesium. Can you see that? Real basic magnesium, nature's made, 250 milligrams magnesium. I take that. Lastly, for hormonal balance, this is called Vitex berry, Gaia herbs for women. It is traditionally for maintaining a healthy hormone balance. If you find one that works for you, please drop it in the comments. Tell me what you're taking, because this is not bad. I like this because I can tell when I'm not taking this, I start to get hot. I start to feel like, okay, what's going on? But it's a part of, I'm not fully in the change, but perimenopause is you on deck, like I said the last time. So you have some of those symptoms, like you get little mini hot flashes. When I take this, when I exercise, when I'm strength training, when I'm fasting, all of these things, I find that I am able to manage those symptoms. And I'm going to slide this in there. We're all grown, right? We're all adults. Another side effect of perimenopause, for some, definitely for me, is you have a low libido. You don't have a sex drive. You don't really want to have sex. You don't have the desire to have sex. It's not something that happens for you. Baby, when I'm working out and I'm doing all the things with the supplements, okay, you're gonna be all right. Think happy thoughts. So yes, I could tell when I'm not, when I'm falling off of something, and I can tell because things start to change. So I take my supplements. Again, if you have one that you take that you really like, please share it with me in the comments. I would love to see if there's one that's better. Let me know what it does for you as well, and why you think that it's working, because this one seems to be pretty good. I got this one off of Amazon. Lastly, I know, like I said, the medical professionals, the trainers, they all tell you alcohol really defeats the purpose. It prohibits fat loss. It spikes your insulin. True, 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 and true indeed. Which is why every time I go on vacation, I lose my damn mind with the food and the alcohol because I cut myself off from it before going. And because I cut myself off, again, being so restrictive, trying to hit that goal. I gotta get there. We gotta go. We gotta run. It's like I'm doing seven workouts a day because I'm trying to hit this magical goal and everything is fighting against me. So you cut your calories to non-existent. You don't drink. You're working out 7 times a day. You have no social life. And then next thing you know, your period is all out of whack because you're stressing yourself out. Calm down. So I know I like cocktails. I am not trying to do that to myself again. What keeps me happy is my happy life, okay? And my happy thoughts. So I find myself at the end of the day making a cocktail. I'm going to show you. Can you see that? This is a cocktail. This is bourbon and lemon juice. So what I do is I'll have that size glass. I'll put a shot of whatever it is that I'm drinking at that day with some lemon juice. It's always loud as traffic. And then I have a fire department right down the street from me, the post office and the fire department right down the street. Very convenient, but loud, noisy. So I have bourbon, whiskey, and vodka. That's what I do when I have my cocktails. And I don't have a cocktail every single day. But if I want one, I have one. I am not restricting myself like I did before. With my vodka, I put a little squeeze of the lemon juice in it. And then I put a little squirt of the club soda in it. 000. Make sure everything on the back says 0. And you want 100% pure lemon juice, not concentrate, not we're doing pure over here. And then the distilled vodka and then the bourbon. I'm not telling you to drink. That's not what I said. Please don't start typing with your little happy fingers telling me don't encourage people to drink. I'm not encouraging people to drink. I'm telling you what I do because doing the opposite is not conducive to my fat loss. It's too restrictive. And I like a cocktail, so I'm going to drink it. Find what works for you. If these tips work for you, I'm so happy for you. Keep going. I encourage you to keep going and let me know. If you have to tweak some things and you find something else that works for you, let me know. Let's talk about it. If you have vitamins that you take, what's your regimen? And are you familiar with fasting? But as we approach this age and we get older and older and we start going through these changes, I want to let you know 40 is not the end. I I work with a minimum. I don't try to do a max. I do the minimum. And then if I go over, then that's extra. You know how you play spades and you do what's your bid? And you put your bid and you get 2 over. If I just set my bid. Every day I have a minimum. And if I get over, I get over. Okay. That doesn't mean that I don't know how to count my books either, you spades player. Don't play with me. Listen. So my goal is to hit Wonderland. You know, if you don't know what that is, that's to get into the 100s. At the rate that I am going, I think I could possibly make that happen. And sooner than later, guys, we're going to go back to see the fertility doctor and we are going to continue to try to conceive our TTC journey. So I will be a 40 plus perimenopausal woman trying to have a baby. We'll see how that goes. But I believe I'm on the right path. I know I'm supposed to stop drinking. Give me a minute. I'm going on a cruise. Actually, I'm going on a cruise in a couple of days, y'all. Not a couple of days, a couple of months for spring break for my son. And yes, there's a drink package that will be had. I'm going to have to do my Spike Lee thing and do the right thing. But yes, there's a drink package that will be had. I'm going to try to link for you my Jamaica trip from last anniversary. Maybe do some vlogs, but I definitely want to keep you up to date on my journey. This is therapeutic for me. I hope that you find it helpful. And I hope you come on back. Subscribe so we can do this thing together. Oh, hey, girl. Bye. Thank you for watching.